Now we want to read from the file. Okay. And at the last, we will note down what are the learnings we have till now. Okay. What they are saying is you can read it, but you have to create one, reader reference here. It's very simple. Same code. So let's create file reader now. Okay. Let's create file reader demo class. We will say file reader demo one. Okay. Here, the code is simple. Now you will say file reader fr is equals to new file reader. And let's take the path of the same file which we have created. We created this, right? We created a file here, try.txt, correct? So you can get the full path, right? Through the properties also you can get the full path, correct? Through the property, you can get the full path, try.txt. So copying this, close this, and go back to your code here. Sorry, you can give the path try.txt. Great, semicolon. What is the problem? Again, it's saying that there may be some issue. So this time we'll surround it with try catch. So it will create try catch for you once you do that, right? And if you want to do something on your own, you can do it. So here, let's in the catch part, I want to print system.out.println some problem with file, some problem with file, right? And then I can continue my code. What we want to do. So we want to read from that file. Now to read it, basically, you have to put it somewhere in temporarily, right? You read it and then you have to put it into character sequence. It's like this. It reads character by character. So what they're saying is create an array, create a character array and say, read and put it into the array. It's like this, read and put it into that blank array. Okay. I'm copying this and it's like, it will read only first 100 characters, I think. Okay. It's not like that. It will read the whole file. So when I'm saying, hey, create, this is empty array, correct? Now in the code, we are saying that fr dot read. Okay. Why it is not able to catch what is fr? Because this is the scope is ending here. So it's better you write the code here. Okay. Fine. So you'll write fr dot read. So there is a function, right? And when you're doing fr dot read, you can say, read and put it into this array. It's like this. Fine. So it will put in the background. It will not show you anything. So what it is saying, read the file. So if you check the definition of how read works, if I hover over it, it's saying, first of all, that you should handle this exception. So there are two kinds of exception. One is if the file not found, it will come because of this, if that file itself is not present. But now you are doing input output. Now you are doing reading part, right? So while reading, there may be other exceptions which is related to input and output, right? So it's saying put either throw or put try catch. What we can do, we can put another catch here. If you remember, It's not like that you can have only one catch. You can have multiple catch. So here I'll say catch in the bracket. I will say IO exception IOE, and you can put your own code then about this catch block. So here, let me copy this actually. Copy, but the message will be different. So here we'll say some problem with input output. We'll say input output, or while reading it, some problem with reading the file. The reading, because input output is a technical thing, reading the file. We'll say there is some problem with the reading the file. And we'll say here file not found exception is some problem with finding the file. Finding file. I'll show you both the error, don't worry, and how it will go. So now we are saying fr.read array. And then once the reading is done, we'll say print it, whatever is there. So here we can say in console, we are printing it. Whatever we are reading from the file, we're saying, let's see what's inside the file. Inside the file. Okay, we are getting it into our console window. So we can now, because you have in that array now, so simply say array, print that. That's it. Let's see if I run this. If I run this, I'm expecting something. If I run this, okay, there is error. Let's resolve that error first. Let me cancel this. It's saying there is an error. See here how I got to know there is error. At the right hand side, if you see, there is one small red bar. And if I go here, it's saying it is not able to resolve because this reference is IOE, not E. Fine, saving it. Now let's run this. And there will be some interesting thing will happen now. Okay, see here, I'm able to read all the things, but that salary is not coming. If you see here, only name John 309999, it's not coming, right? It's not coming. Why it's not coming? Because it is reading probably the first 100 character only. Let's make it 10 character. Let's see what will happen. Now if I run this, it's reading more than 10 characters. It's not just 10 characters. It's 10 character only. Oh, okay. See here, it's reading. If I open the file, let's open the file. Hi, I am learning Java, right? So it should print that thing, but it is not printing. It's printing hi dot dot I am L, because this is first 10 characters. So if you want to read more characters, then give more, here the size of the array will be more. So let's keep it, let's say 500. So it will read the first 500 characters. Okay. Let's run this. So this time it will, print everything. See here, John and salary, age and phone number, all things are coming. Perfect. But I wanted to show you something else. Let's change the name of the file, which is not present in this location. So I'll say try2.txt. Okay. And let's run this program now. So I change the file name, which is not there, So if I do that, it's showing me some problem with finding file. Why it's showing me like this? Because we have catch it. See here. So whenever there is a problem in this line, it is not able to find it. We are showing our own custom message, some problem with finding the file. It's showing. That is why try catch block is important, right? Now let's do one more thing. Let's say this is the file. If somebody is working in this file, right? And if there is any issue in reading it, right, then also it will show you error, right? So let's make it try.txt again, saving this. And if somebody else is working in that file, right, then it will show you some problem with reading the file. It is not showing you as of now because it is handling on its own. But let's assume that this file is a shared file. Somebody else, if somebody else is working with this file, then it will show you this exception, some problem with reading the file. Okay. Otherwise, it will not show. So this is the way to read character by character. But let's understand that this is a, this is creating a problem that you should know how many characters are there already in your file. Let's say I don't know. I want to read line by line. I want to read the file line by line. So what you have to do, you have to create buffer reader then. You have to create buffered reader kind of thing. So I'll show you that example. This one. So what it is saying that, okay, your file is this, that's fine. But file reader, then you have to put into the buffered reader. So buffered reader, what it says, it's like, let me read it. Let me read into the buffer, right? So in buffer, the whole content will come and then you will read it line by line. It's not a difficult thing. I'll explain line by line. Let me copy this first. I'll explain you what it is. Yeah, this much code is fine. So now we will do it line by line. How we are doing it? It's very simple. Your file name, again, the same path you have to give, right? One way. Another way is, just a minute, file reader is a function which requires file name, correct? That's fine. So you can have file name here, which is, we have to copy from here. Let me copy this. The whole thing. So this is my file. Okay. It is putting its own. Okay, you may be thinking why there is 2 times slash. In Java, when you're finding a file, right? If you're putting backslashes, put 2 times into the path. The reason is there are special characters, right? So it will consider backslash D, backslash T as not like a path. Backslash T is tab, correct? So it's better you put 2 times backslashes. Or you use forward slash 1 time only. Another way is that. Fine. Now, what we are doing here is, we are saying we want to create a buffered reader. Read about it, guys. Buffered reader is also, it's a class present under java.io. If you hover over it, you will get the definition of it, what it does. It reads text from a character input stream. So you have to give an input stream. From there, it will read the characters. Buffering characters so as to provide for the efficient reading of characters, arrays, and lines and all, right? You read more about this thing. What it requires, you create buffered reader. You are creating buffered reader object that requires file reader. And it is asking that whenever you are reading a file, you should throw exception. It's like this. As of now, you can put try and catch or throw exception. I'm just writing throw exception as of now. Okay. Now going back here. Now what you can do is, there is a function read line. So once it is in buffer, you can say read line. So read line is a function which will read the things line by line. But don't worry about this throw as of now, right? So read line will read the things. First line it will read. So what we are doing, while line dot, br.read line is a function which will give you the line, right? So it will give you the line and it is putting into this, right? So we are checking in the same line that it is not null. So till the point it is not null means once it will reach to the end of the file, it will stop automatically. It's like this. Okay. This can be done in 2 lines also. You may be thinking why we are doing a single line, but it's a better way. Let's understand. Let's understand. It's not difficult. Line is equals to br dot read line. So if you remember, um, I said that how assignment operator works, this will be done first. So read line will give you the first line or whatever is the next line. It will go to the one string which you declared. The whole line will come into this line string. Once it is done, if it is not null, you will continue 38th line. Again, it will do again and again. Once this thing will be a null, one string will become null, then it will stop. Okay. So until it is not null, it's fine. And at the end, you are saying br dot close because we want to close that uh, reader reference. Okay. It's always good that you close it. So what is finally? Finally means whether there is a exception or not, just close this at the end. It's like this. This time, if you will run this, you'll observe something that it is printing line by line. See here, hi, I'm learning Java. This is because of line number 33 to 42. Okay. This is reading line by line now. It's not character by character. The whole line is coming. We are printing it at line number 38. Then again, second line, third line, fourth line, and all. It's like this. So this is pretty good. This is good. You don't have to worry about how many characters you should have in your system in file and those many characters only I will read. No, nothing like that. You just use buffered reader, take your file reader stream into the buffer, and then buffer has its own function read line, which will give you first line, right? And then you are storing it into this line. That's it about reading the file. So what we have learned today? We have learned about reading. Okay, I'll give you the reference also. So we did it from what we learned today. Reading, reading and taking it to char array. One way when you want to read it, right? Another is use buffer reader. Buffer, I'm not going to the exact spelling. There is a buffered reader or buffer reader. Use buffer reader and read line by line until line will be null, right? It's like this. Then writing concept, right? So what we did in the write part, when you're writing it, it's very simple. Like open a file using FileWriter, file writer. Okay, FileWriter, and use a function dot write that will write it, right? So you can simply use the write function to put characters. This is how we read and write files, and it will work with .txt file and .csv file. It will work with other extensions also, but then you have to do some extra coding, right? If you want to do with CSV and TXT, it will work very smoothly with the code which we have done today. Okay. That's it for today.